Hello and welcome to the JustCast. Today I'm here with Robin. Go ahead and say hi.
Hello, everyone.
And oh man, I'm jumping right into it today. No screwing around. We're going hard and into it. And what's your favorite animal?
Ooh, oh boy, that's a loaded question.
Yeah.
Okay, I love me a good cat,
Okay.
but I would have to say specifically, I will always have a very special soft spot for whales because they are just there's something so gentle about them despite their size.
Aw, that's kind of sweet.
Gotcha. And I was going to say, and a close second would probably be dolphins. I know that they can be rather vicious
Yes.
for like no reason, so they're kind of scary.
Aren't dolphins like one of the few animals that like have the capacity for evil?
Yes, they absolutely are, and it's kind of bizarre, actually.
That's kind of cool though. I mean, it makes sense considering how like large a dolphin's brain is, but it's kind of
Mhm.
scary to think about like you could go into the ocean and just get attacked by a dolphin.
For real. And it's like, it's not like a territorial thing. It's like, they like literally sometimes will just attack people because they felt like doing violence that day.
Which is kind of funny. I know there's that other thing that dolphins do. What is it? It's with the pufferfish. Don't they do something with pufferfish?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the specifics.
I feel like they purposefully poke themselves with pufferfish for some reason.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well.
They terrorize the wildlife.
Yes.
Oh, it's so funny. Like, you'd think that, like, dolphins would be, like, the sweet, gentle creatures of the ocean, and then they're just, like, evil little creatures that just want you to feel as much pain and suffering as possible for their amusement.
For real.
Oh,
Another thing about dolphins that weirds me out is that, like, it makes sense in hindsight because they're mammals, but I never thought about it until I was doing some dolphin research recently that they have belly buttons, and it's really weird looking up pictures of them and seeing their belly buttons because I never considered that.
that is that is something that I never thought that I would think about, nor do I ever want to think about, because that is just so bizarre to me. Like, I know that they're mammals, you know, like, in my brain I know that, but, like, on some level I'm like, "No, that's just a big fish." And the fact that they have belly buttons is so strange.
For real, I was like dumbfounded for a whole day. I was like, oh, wait? The fish that's a mammal actually has a belly button? Huh? Nature is so strange. But like beautiful? And that like brings me into squids, which I love squids. They are very, very interesting to me for some reason. I used to watch this documentary like every single day to the point where like my parents would actually get like audibly annoyed because I would play it so often, but it was about like colossal squids. And the
Ooh.
fact that there is a creature of that caliber that is that large that exists deep within the ocean is kind of scary, but also really cool at the same time.
It's like the Kraken stories turned out to be true.
Exactly.
Oh,
Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if that's where the legend came from.
yeah. No, absolutely. I think that it's really cool too because, like, when you think about any kind of giant creature living in the ocean especially, it's like, how have people not seen these before? Where are they going?
Right.
Like,
Oh,
it's so rare to see giant things like that. Like whales, you know, people see whales more often because they come to the surface a lot, and dolphins and sharks and things like that. But
mhm.
there's some giant stuff that lives towards the bottom, and it's like super, super scary.
Right, exactly. Like the big fin squid, which I believe, let me look this up real quick, is one of the largest squids. It can grow up to, from what we know, which the ones that we found are actually like babies or like very young ones, so they aren't fully grown, but they can grow up from 13 to 26 feet long.
Oh, wow.
And they look super freaky too.
That's something to me that it's like I can't even picture that in my mind because I feel like when I picture a squid, I can picture a big squid, you know, like a large squid, but nothing that massive. I feel like I'd look at it and just like pee my pants out of fear.
I feel like same. I feel like I would quite literally disintegrate on the spot. Like I would turn into the Ash baby meme.
I mean, I feel the same way though, like when I go to the zoo or the aquarium or anything like that, and I'm just like, wow, that is a huge creature. Like, that is a giant elephant. That is a huge shark. Like, wow.
Right. Creatures are not good for folks with even the slightest bit of megalophobia, which I definitely have that.
I feel that. I definitely feel that. It's like, it's so. We don't think about it a lot because there isn't a lot of, like, actual danger in the animals around us. It's like you go in your house and you're probably fine. Like,
Yeah.
I think the worst thing I've ever encountered outside is like bears or moose. Moose are pretty scary, but
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Moose are ridiculously large animals, and like in my brain, they're like the size of a grown like whitetail like male whitetail deer.
Yeah.
But like then I like see footage of them. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is a behemoth of a creature.
That is a semi truck barreling towards me.
Exactly. Oh, it's kind of crazy to think like that they live like within the general northern area, and it's something that people feasibly in this area can actually encounter.
Absolutely. Like, I've only seen them when I'm a bit further north. Like,
Mm.
and I've seen them in zoos and stuff like that. But every time I've seen one, it's just been like, oh, wow. Okay. All right. No, thank you.
For real. And like another thing that confuses me about like moose, meese,
Meese.
moose,
Moosies.
moosies is that like their legs are so skinny, and it doesn't seem like they should be able to walk.
Yeah. It's so weird. It's like, it almost seems like they can't support their own body weight, and then you see them sprint.
Real.
I know that, like, one of the primary predators of moose are orcas. That thought just came to mind because moose go swimming. Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure this is right. I'm not an expert on this, but I'm pretty sure one of the primary predators of moose is the orca whale.
Yeah, that kind of honestly does check out.
Yeah, I should look that up. I should double check on that. I might just be lying. You know? Let's see. Moose predators. Yes,
They are. Yeah.
they are. One of their main
Oh.
predators is the orca whale, which is like that means that there's moose in the ocean too. All right, that's scary. Yeah. Imagine you're like swimming and you're like attacked by a dolphin and a moose at the same time. Like, what do you even do in that situation?
Right. I honestly, I would just lay down and accept my fate.
That's
Oh my
crazy to
god.
think about.
Goodness gracious.
I'm never
Wow.
getting in the ocean again. I will never get in the ocean again at this rate.
Honestly, so valid. I do not blame you in the slightest.
Yeah.
Oh, another ocean thing. Um, did you hear about the recent news of that anglerfish that came up from the deep, like into like the open, like light ocean?
I did not. What happened there?
Oh, so it was obviously like creatures that live down that far don't come up to like the surface
Yeah.
unless they're like ill. So unfortunately it did pass away a few hours after the recording was taken. But someone who is like scuba diving, or like a team of people that were scuba diving, happened to capture on video the anglerfish just floating there in like the open surface ocean, and it like made history. Like I think it's like one of the first, if not the first, recording of that ever like of that happening.
That's crazy because it's a long distance to float up, and like
Yeah.
the depressurization and
Mm,
just like any predators that would, you know, go for it when it's coming up to the surface. So the fact that it actually made it that far is crazy. And they got it on
for real.
video. Someone was there to capture that
Yeah.
moment.
Honestly, I started tearing up because like I knew it was ill, and I when I heard that it passed away hours later, I wasn't surprised, but it was still like really sad. But also there's like this kind of like poeticness to it, that like it lived its whole life in the dark, and then it came up to see the, like, not see because they're blind, but it came up to the light in its last moments.
God, now I'm gonna start crying. That's actually really sad.
I know.
Like, it's kind of sweet, but it is really, really sad.
For
Oh,
real.
it's just like whenever I watch those like rescue puppy videos where it's like, "Oh, that's terrible. I'm so glad that they're better now."
They're like, it's definitely endearing to watch, especially like when they recover, but it hits really hard knowing where those poor sweet precious beings were at before they got rescued.
Absolutely. I mean, on a lighter note, a lot more pets have been adopted since like 2020 when the pandemic happened because a lot of
Oh,
people were
absolutely.
staying home. So I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot less animals that have been in shelters since then, and a lot more got adopted during that period. So
Aw.
it's like a good thing to know that there was some good that came out of that.
They all deserve good homes.
Absolutely.
So this is kind of like a personal story. It like kind of links to it, but like my family and I have had this ongoing argument over whether or not my cat is overweight or not. And he's like, he's definitely not, but I had proof recently because I learned what a primordial pouch is. And
Oh, yes.
yeah, and he has that, and that's the main reason my family was like, he's so overweight, we feed him too much. And then I've finally been able to say, like, no, my son is not overweight. He's healthy. He just has a primordial pouch, guys. It's okay.
I love that. See, I got a puppy recently, and she is fat because she's a puppy. So I've been referring to her as my fat baby, and I love to make fun of her for being fat and then immediately give her a treat afterwards. I think that's what you do with pets. It's like, oh, hello, Mr. Stinky. Hello, fat baby. You know, it's like. And then, you know, if anybody else says it, it's like, how dare you call my child fat? How dare you?
Gosh. Oh, like anytime my son does anything like reckless, you know, because he when he gets the zoomies and whatnot, I'm like, you are so stupid. You dumb little idiot. I love you. And then and then my sister will say the same thing. I'm like, be nice to my son. Treat him well.
Exactly. Exactly. I think it's just like how it goes with pet owners. It's like you do love them. However, that is a little stinky creature. They are a stinky little dookie head, and you must tell them, because what if they don't know?
100%. I am right there with you on that one.
Absolutely.
Oh, one of these days I want to get a rat or a couple of rats. I I've had rodents in the past, but rats are just very special, and I love them.
Yeah, they're super smart too. I've had a few friends that have like owned rats. I think they generally own like only like two or three at a time, something like that. And apparently they're like super friendly, super cuddly, really smart.
Oh,
The only downside is obviously they have very short lifespans compared to a lot of other pets, but that's what you get with rodents
yeah.
anyways.
If I got a rat, at least I know that it would feel loved its whole life.
You know, one rodent though, I don't even hamsters are rodents, right? I think they're rodents. I always get
Yes,
mixed up
they
in the
are.
rodent category. Okay, so they are? Yes. I feel like hamsters are the one rodent that just shouldn't be pets because they will try to perish at any given moment, regardless of how good their living situation is.
Yeah.
And this is coming from me. I had 2 hamsters. Both of them died from old age, you know. They didn't have any issues. They literally just got so old that they died, you know? But
Yeah.
everybody else I know has had some tragic hamster incident, and I can't even blame them because I think I'm one of the only people that I know that has had both of my hamsters die of old age and not some like fireball or like explosion or like got into your vents and just chewed through every cable in the vicinity. Like,
Oh no.
I had someone like, oh yeah, my cat ate it. Oh yeah, no, he like ran into the street. I'm like, what? How is this happening? I
That's traumatic.
Yeah, I'm just like, what is happening with your hamsters that this is like going on? I can understand like sometimes people don't really understand proper hamster care when they're like super young, which is why, personally I don't think children should have pets. That's just a personal thing that I believe. It's like I don't think kids should have pets because that is the responsibility of their parents.
Yeah.
So, it's one thing if a
That's
parent is taking care of it, but a child should not be trusted to. Oh, that reminds me. When I did have my hamsters, what there was an incident. So
Oh.
the incident involved a child from my neighborhood breaking into my house to try and steal my hamster.
Huh?
Bec- because what happened was like she had come over a few times. There's a big age gap between us, but she'd come over a few times. And she really, really liked my hamster. And sometimes, obviously, I didn't want to hang out because she only really came over to hang out with my hamster. It was a little weird, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So, like, I I was like outside walking the neighborhood because when you're a kid you did that, especially when you lived in a safe neighborhood. So like I've been
Absolutely.
walking around playing with the other kids. I come back inside and she's like in my room taking my hamster out of my cage, ready to run for it. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh my
I'm like,
gosh.
why are you in my house? It was so weird.
That is bizarre.
Like, she's fine now. She's fine now. She's grown up. I'm pretty
Oh
sure
yeah.
she's an adult now, but
It seems like everyone who's had little critters can relate to some bizarre story of someone who's just a little bit too obsessed with
yeah, absolutely.
them. That same friend that I was telling you about did have chinchillas for a little while though,
Those
which
are
was very
yeah, those are cool ones to have, although I know they're super difficult to care for because they're like an exotic pet.
I think that they actually did have to give them away at a certain point because it just became too difficult to deal with them.
Yeah.
But as far as I remember, nothing bad happened to them.
Yeah. I know one of the big things with them is you can't get them wet because I'm pretty sure their fur will grow mold if you get them wet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is very bizarre actually. Like to think that an animal's fur is like just built a certain way that it could actually grow mold if it gets wet is very weird.
I mean, you can also kind of see something, not the same thing, but something similar with like dogs specifically, because some dogs are like
Mm.
bred for snow and some aren't. So depending on the type of dog, it was a really funny comparison between my friend's dog and mine. But like my dog is built for snow. The snow just comes right off her, doesn't stick or anything.
Okay.
It's like she'll go in to like snowbanks and just roll around, and she'll come in. She'll be a little wet. She'll shake. She's fine. My friend's dog
Oh,
has to get brushed out every time he goes into the snow because it clings to him.
oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
It depends on the type of animal, and I think this happens with a few different animals. It just depends on their coat and some genetic stuff. But
Yeah,
like, it's so
that's fact.
fun to see, like, oh, your poodle is coming back caked in snow that you have to comb out, but your husky is just rolling around in it like it's nothing.
Oh, that's so cool, actually, and like a roundabout weird kind of way. That's actually kind of cool. The different
Yeah.
kinds of dog. Yeah.
Ugh.
Pups make me a little sad though. Speaking of dogs, like they're kind of cute, and like I can understand the appeal because they look kind of quirky and weird. But like I've looked at like what a pug's skull looks like, and it just makes me feel nothing but bad for those poor little guys.
Yeah. Selective breeding is just a tragedy.
It really is.
Any
The
kind of,
ethics of it
yeah.
are more than obvious.
I'm not a fan of purebred dogs. I don't really like, there's, horrible things like puppy mills and things of that
Ooh,
variety. So I'm pointing at the screen. You can't see it, but I'm pointing at the audience. I'm like, please get dogs that are rescued or ethically sourced. Please.
exactly. Oh yeah, definitely. I never, I never understood like the status symbol of having an animal that's purebred because like at the end of the day, they're still living beings just like we are, and it shouldn't matter whether or not they're purebred or not, quote unquote, because what matters is that it's a living, breathing animal that deserves love.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
I know that there's some benefits, but I don't think the benefits outweigh the, history. That being said, if you do know your animal's history, that is very beneficial for keeping an eye out for health problems.
Oh yeah,
But that,
definitely.
that's not just for purebreds. That's for any animal, though.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense though. That
Oh,
is a good point.
yeah. One of my favorite things, though, to
Mm.
tell people is that almost every cat you will come across in the United States is a domestic shorthair.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait,
Everybody will
really
say,
interesting.
yeah, a lot of people will think it's like, oh, this is this kind of cat, this is this kind of cat. In reality, most of them are just domestic shorthairs. Yeah, I can look up the percentages. So according to most sites, 90 to 95% of all cats in the United States are domestic shorthairs.
That's really interesting. What was really funny is just real quick, I was googling that alongside you, and one of the search results tried to autocorrect to what percentage of cats in America are chinchillas.
That that means it's not zero. That means it's not zero. That's kind of concerning. Wait, how many chinchillas have been mistaken for cats? I know that there's been some incidents with like people picking up kittens and they're not kittens. They're like, some other kind of wild animal, like whether it's a bobcat or like a cougar
Oh,
or something like
yeah.
that. And I'm just like, ooh, yikes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've definitely seen that before.
Anyways, I've talked enough about cats. I've gone on and about cats long enough.
Another animal that's like very, very adorable, and I'm like literally obsessed with them. Like, I haven't been able to find a place that makes a plushie of them, but have you heard of kawakas?
Yes, I have.
So cute with their little smile.
It reminds me of like a cross between like some kind of small kangaroo and a koala.
Yeah. They're like super friendly apparently as well. And like there's so many pictures of people online like taking selfies with them, and they've just got this natural little smile that's just like the most adorable thing ever. And I can't remember, I need to look this up real quick, but I can't remember or not if I'm making this up,
Yep.
but I thought I read somewhere that they don't really have any natural predators because they live on such a like a secluded like island area. But I could be thinking of a different animal.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. There was a few animals that were like that, weren't there?
Yeah. Okay, they have a few, but it's not like It's like mostly like birds of prey and snakes and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
otherwise, they're like not afraid of humans or like bigger creatures, which is very interesting.
Also, I just found where you
Mhm.
can get some plushies for them.
Oh, yes.
Apparently, I'm gonna censor this out because I am not dropping brand names, alright? Don't monkeys open bananas upside down?
Yes.
I saw that. I'm like, there's no way that that can be a better method of opening bananas. That doesn't. I feel like that doesn't make sense, you know?
Like maybe they have like a special grip strength or something that like allows them to pinch it and easily open it, but like whenever I've tried to do it, it just doesn't go well at all.
Yeah. Like, I keep looking at it and I'm just like, why did they specifically evolve in this way to open it from the bottom?
Right. It's very interesting.
Yeah, what do the monkeys know that I don't?
Right.
Not that I would ever eat a banana. I am severely allergic. However,
No. That is correct. I forgot about that.
yeah. So it's like I can't even test this theory because I have no way of like finding the difference between a bottom peeled banana and a top peeled banana.
Oh, maybe it's like the difference between us and them and like people who like their cheese sliced and that's the only way they'll eat it, or people who like their cheese cubed and that's the only way they'll eat
Oh. I mean,
it.
you know, you might be onto something.
Yippee! One step
Oh.
bring it out.
Cheese is always like such a funny thing to me too because it's like cows, you know, I'm like why specifically is cow milk the go-to, you know?
Right. That is such a good question.
I
And
don't
I wish I had the answer.
I feel like because I understand that dairy cows, you know, you can have a lot of
Yeah.
them, but I feel like wouldn't it be better to get something like goats or you know, or like sheep or something? Because I'm pretty sure both of them can do milk too. I've had goat
Yeah,
milk
there's
before.
definitely goat milk. Yeah,
So why specifically cows?
right. It was very interesting.
It feels
Yeah.
like like you need more space for them, I feel like. Like goats you can also just feed whatever. Like you can give them table scraps and they'll be like, "Ooh, goody for me."
For real? I love goats an unreasonable amount, I will say.
What kind of goats do you like? Or do you not have a favorite? Do you just kind of like them all or do you have like a specific one that you like?
Generally, I love the unhinged chaos of like the typical farm goats.
Yeah.
They're just they're little guys that are just being their most chaotic selves, and I love that.
Every time I've interacted with goats, they're just like trying to commit a violent act against me, which is so funny. Because
Oh,
I've had the complete opposite experience of sheep, right? Sheep love
yeah.
me. Like I've gone to farms and like I'll hold lambs in my lap and just like pet the sheep around me while they gather. This has happened so many times. It's been happening since I was like a little kid. I don't know what it is, but sheep specifically and only sheep really like me.
Lucky? That's so precious.
Nothing else. Everything else goes full aggro. Cats, for some reason, well, cats actually do like me also, but cats like me because they know I'm allergic. It's like a sixth sense. So,
Yeah. That'll do it, honestly.
hmm
Like, I think on like the topic of like farm animals, this reminded me of horses. I love horses from afar. They're so majestic, but honestly, they scare me.
Oh, same, same. I've been on them a few times to like ride horses, and
Yeah.
like not professionally by any means, but like a
Mm.
couple of times. and I can feel the muscles rippling under me, and I don't like it.
Yeah, no, that is so fair. I tagged along with my cousin one time when she still worked on a farm taking care of horses and stuff like that. And it was a fun day. I mainly enjoyed like cleaning up after them because I didn't have to directly interact with them, and I don't mind gross stuff. But when it came time for like being near the horses, she was like not gonna let me get out of riding a horse, and I really didn't want to, but I did it anyways, and I was terrified that it was gonna like go ballistic and kick me off.
Oh, same. Same.
Yeah.
Like, one of. I had a terrible experience because, like, one of the first horses I ever rode was a draft horse. And the
Oh.
fear, like, I didn't actually go anywhere. I kind of just sat on it and, like, took a couple pictures with my friend and waved because it was, like, I'm pretty sure it was a draft horse. I could be mistaken, but it was at least the size of one. Have you seen a draft horse? Because they are huge.
I don't think I have, but I'm gonna look that up right now.
It is massive.
Oh
Like,
my god.
I'm talking towers over me by a lot. Like, these are the horses that do the pulls, like how oxen
Yeah.
pulls go. So, it was something in a similar size to that. It was probably a draft horse or something similar.
Yeah.
Like, it is huge, terrifying. Had to, like, get a ladder to get up there.
Oh my gosh. The sheer like muscle volume that these animals have is frightening.
Yeah.
Goodness. I
Yeah.
mean, they're majestic, but like, oh, I don't blame you for being frightened.
Yeah. I think it was like it had to have been like either a retired one or, something like that, basically. It
Mhm.
was a much older horse too. But
Wow.
it was so scary. I was so scared the whole time. And then I come like a different time with a different friend, and she ended up having this like itty bitty teeny tiny horse, and she'd sit on the ground and paint its nails, and I'm like, that thing could kick you into the sun.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, oh no, she's just a sweet little horse, and I'm just like, she could literally step on you and crush you to death, alright? I don't care if it's like a pony. I think it was bigger than a pony, but she's like,
Okay.
no, she's totally fine. She's just painting glitter nail polish on her. I'm like, what are you doing to that poor animal?
Right. Slightly away from like farm animals and stuff like that, and back to like monkeys and apes. I think of all the animals in the world, I am most terrified of apes because they are just frightening. The amount of violence they're capable of just frightens me a lot. And especially like Travis the chimp, that story mortifies me.
Oh god, yeah. The ones that I'm like especially afraid of are like silverback gorillas. Those things,
Ooh,
that is a powerhouse of a mammal. That thing is scary.
yeah, no, I would not want to know what it's like to be like mauled to death by one of those.
In my opinion, I wouldn't mind knowing because it would be instant. I would see it coming and then I'd be gone. Just crushed instantly. Gone.
No, that's so fair.
It's like I would turn around, wouldn't even see it coming.
That is a really good point, to be honest.
I would open the banana from the top and they would just kill me instantly. So.
Yep. Criminal offense.
Mhm. Could you imagine, like, if more animals had the capacity for communication? Like, I think it was Coco the gorilla? Was it Coco the gorilla who could do sign language?
I think so. Which is very interesting.
Oh yeah. That's awesome to, like, I mean, you look at other animals too, and it's like, yeah, you can train dogs like that to an extent. Like, you can
Hmm.
have them respond accordingly to different commands, but the fact that you have, like, something that can actually talk back to you, and not just in a mocking way
Hmm.
like a parrot, is
Yeah,
crazy.
absolutely. It's like a little bit like uncanny valley in like a weird kind of way, but at the same time it's so fascinating that like some creatures are capable of that.
The more that technology grows, the more likely we are to be able to have that kind of communication with animals in the future.
Oh. Yeah, I had never thought about that.
Yeah. I think about, like, the sonar stuff especially, where it's like,
Oh
you
yeah.
can almost talk back in a way that some things will understand. Like, obviously, there's a lot of, stuff to learn before we can actually get to a point of actual translation by any means, but it's really, really
Absolutely.
cool.
Absolutely. Like even some semblance of a start to
Mm.
like being able to like communicate in a way is like a huge step, honestly.
I can imagine it now. My puppy's just, "Feed me! Feed me! Feed me now! I'm starving, you ate 5 minutes ago, feed me!"
Yeah, my son is the same way except with like treats. He will like anytime I even come close to the front door of my parents' house, he's like already at the door meowing and basically jumping on me to give him treats.
He needs them. He needs them immediately. Look, he's dying. He's rolled over and
Absolutely.
he's just, oh no, he's wasting away to nothing.
Such a terrible cat dad I am.
Oh, worst father of the year. There's something just so incredibly frustrating and yet incredibly endearing about animals who will wake you up because you missed breakfast.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, I know I slept an extra 20 minutes. It's the end of the world. I must be dead. Or, in a coma, and clearly you have to come and sit on my head.
Yeah, it really is like that.
Mhm.
Oh, I
Ugh.
once did dog sitting for my aunt when like I think it was a couple years ago. But I spent the whole week dog sitting for her because she was camping with her side of the family. And I was so scared to mess up feeding time because like she told me that like I have to be really specific about their food because if I just let them eat, they will just keep eating until their stomachs explode, and I was terrified of that.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, I think that they have a lot of stuff now that can help with that, like slow feeders, timed feeders, obviously just, giving
Oh
them a
yeah.
little bit at a time. I think slow feeders in general are like, it really depends on the animal, but I think they are
Mm.
very beneficial because it does help, make sure that they're pacing themselves a little bit more.
I have seen like something that's similar to that, but it's like I think it was like a water bowl for cats that like is hooked up to like a water pipe and it continuously like gives them water.
Yeah. Yeah. I know cats are weird about water. I don't know how, but I know that it's better if they have like running water.
My
But
cat in particular likes his water from the tap. He won't drink it from like the bottled water that the like water dispenser that we have. He will only drink it consistently if we use tap water.
got all those good old fluoride nutrients in there. Tasty, tasty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Tap water is full of I mean, they do have like fluoride in tap water, which is good for the teeth,
Yeah.
and there's a few other vitamins in there and minerals that kind of come with the regulations. So it's not like it's
Oh,
not safe to drink or anything, but
and
some
our working theory is that it might be closer to like if he was like drinking out of like a natural water source rather than like water that's been purified and processed in that way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it also depends, like, you might get water from, like, a reservoir or, like, well
Mm,
water or something like that, depending on how your pipes are hooked up. So, like,
that is
you
true.
could you could be getting it from, like, a spring, it depends on what body of water is being processed.
Yeah, that is a really good point, and I hadn't thought of that before.
Some
Yeah,
some water's really good, some of it not so much, just depends on the area.
for real. All I know is that my son thinks it is absolutely scrumptious.
Me too. I love tap water. Me too.
I feel that. Honestly, same.
Yeah. It just hits different, especially at, like, 4 AM when you're like, "Oh god, I'm dying of thirst." That 4 AM tap water hits different. I'm no better than a cat. We're at 55 minutes now, so you have any final notes or anything like that we could wrap up with?
I will say that in general, I just think I like most animals, but I will say my least favorite animal of any kind is bugs. I am like ridiculously terrified of them all the time,
Oh,
especially bees.
I I'm at a point now where it's like I'm not scared of bugs. I don't particularly like them, especially
That's
when they're flying at me, but I'm not
no.
afraid of them.
Okay. That's interesting. I like legitimately have like a severe phobia of them. Like anytime I've worked at a place where bugs are a problem, I like stop being able to function if there is a flying bug in my vicinity that is even slightly bigger than a mosquito.
Oh yeah, I mean I've become the resident bug eliminator in one way or another. So like
Oh.
a lot of my friends are very afraid of bugs, you included.
Yeah.
So I'm the one who has to go in with like a cup and a piece of paper or a rolled up newspaper, depending on the bug, and take care of the problem.
Well, I was gonna say, I remember when I was working at the redemption center that I was working at. It always around like September, there's always a ridiculous bee problem. Bee, hornet, yellow jacket, wasp, all of them all at once, and they're like swarming. And the first year that I was there during bee season, um, a honeybee had decided to hide itself in my hoodie and did not make itself known until I got home, and then it had found its way onto the back of my neck. And I thought it was the tag of my hoodie scratching me, and so I reached back there and it stung me right on the finger, and of course, unfortunately, died because it stung me. But like that was the most traumatic incident I've had with a bee, and I'm even more scared of them than I was before.
Oh god. See, I I've had a few incidents where some of my buddies and I were like out in the fields and there's been more than one incident of someone stepping on a bee nest or like a wasp nest, the ones that are underground. And it's just
Yeah.
like it's always just one person who's not looking where he's going and he always steps on it and we all just sprint away.
Oh no.
So I thankfully haven't gotten stung from any of those times because usually one I'm pretty careful and two it's
Mm.
not like a swarm. Sometimes it's usually one or two, but it's enough to like aggravate a few.